Minasan, konnichiwa, Zamurai Engineer desu. So in this type of videos, we will time and again expose ourselves into materials engineering. These are the topics that we would like to know because these have practical implication. They are being used in the field, in practical projects, actual projects by civil engineers. Okay, so, and actually, they are sourced out from different documents, one of which are the collection of department orders from DPWH, which is the implementing and supervising body of the government to handle infrastructure projects of the country. Okay, so much like from the recent development in our country, there are several instances and projects along the lines of this outgoing administration, they called Build program. So materials engineer is one of the responsible person given the accreditation and the privilege to call themselves as materials engineer by passing national examination. At the level, actually, some steps higher than the board exam. Because the qualification required for this exam is actually, you have to be a licensed civil engineer. So the topics involved in this field is actually more on the design and construction of infrastructure, which is about 90% highway and road networks. So let us go with this study in the form of what? Question and answer. So we'll have more on explanatory video on other type of presentation. This one will have so many of the topics, topical questions which were already given out in the national exam of this type. So let us take a look. For example, question 1, what are the types of laboratory tests which are implemented for steel bars? So steel bars are the material that we use to reinforce highway, roads, and bridges. So letter A, comprehensive. Actually, I think this is a typo error. This must be compressive test, no? Letter B, bending test. Letter C, bending test. So there are 2 bending tests, no? So there must be some mistakes in this and letter D, both B and C, of course, because B and C are the same, no? So usually, if we are going to use the steel bar as a reinforcement, we have to test it for bending and tensile test. So I don't know why there are so many errors in this So many errors. I will check if ever I can get the original copy. I don't know. I think compressive, letter A, letter B, bending, letter C, maybe I think tensile or tension test, and letter D, both B and C, because it's let me check. Okay, so so it's correct. Letter A is compressive. So just like what I taught, compressive, and letter C, tension or tensile, and therefore our answer should be letter D. Okay. D. So number 2, we have question. Paint is composed of blank pigment and blank vehicles. What do you mean by this? So we have percentages on the recipe, on the ratio of pigment to vehicles. So vehicles, as we are talking of highway, okay, what do you mean by vehicle when you are talking of highway? But actually, we are talking of paint. So when we are talking of paint, these are the usual components of paint. We have what? 20% pigments, 42% binder, 4% additives, 14% filler, 20% carrier. Okay, so this is the usual percentages, but take note, this mixture is not very strict because it's very hard to control these percentages. So there are tolerances, right, within this channel, but usually this is the common. Okay, what about on your right hand side picture? Take a look. You have what? There are 2 types of paint actually: the solvent-borne paint and waterborne paint. Okay, so waterborne and powder type. So you have what? Solvent and solids. Okay, while on the waterborne type, you have what? Pigment and vehicle. So what do we mean by vehicle? Vehicle are those paint components that involve solvent, liquid additives, binder, and binder solids. Binder solvent and binder solid. So binder solvent, binder solid, usually 42%. About 42 to 45%. Additives about 4%. Okay. And solvent, filler, okay, so about 30 to 35%. Okay, so those things are called vehicle. Vehicle. So vehicle is as you can see on the representation, vehicle involves greater ratio, greater percentage. Pigment is smaller percentage. So as you can see, pigments about 20%. So let us get back on the question. Paint is composed of how many percent? So take note, pigment, meaning letter A is possible, letter B is not possible, letter C is not possible, and letter D is possible answer. Okay? Because as you can see, pigment has a lesser amount compared to vehicle. Okay? So, therefore, A and D are possible. Okay? And actually, the answer is A. I think if you answer letter D, I think they will still accept it. But the answer is A. And because answer on our, for example, here is 20, no? 20. So 21 is very near 20, and also 90 is very near 20. So, but as you can recall, the oxygen content of the air is 21%. So therefore, it is very easy to remember this thing. No? We can recall this. No, we can immediately recall this because the nitrogen content of the air is 79%, and oxygen is actually 20% point something, and other gases is are composed of total of the rest of the percentage. So in short, actually, we are not very strict because the air composition is actually changing from place to place, from time to time. So we are just summarizing it as 21% and 79%. Oxygen versus nitrogen composition. Okay, so similarly, we have pigment versus vehicle, 21 and 79. Okay. So question number 3. Non-liquid admixture is packed in how many kilograms per container? So we have to memorize this, no? Or familiarize ourselves with this. So non-liquid admixture, so you can actually ask a supplier about this. There are two types of admixture. There is what we call liquid admixture. There is what we call non-liquid admixture. So this one is non-liquid, and therefore it is in powder form or in particles form. So how many kilograms per container? So the answer is here is actually 25 per container. And what do you mean by admixture? Admixture is a chemical mixture which is added to the concrete mixture in order to change the resulting property of concrete. Okay? For the better. We want to change the property for the better. Okay, so meaning to say it will what? Some of the admixture will make the concrete increase its adhesiveness to steel. So we want that. We want that to be a positive characteristic. So some admixture will what? Will minimize the uneven drying or curing of the surface. So there are actually several types to choose from, but generally it is used in order to change the characteristic of the concrete in an advantageous way, in a positive way. So what about liquid admixture? Okay, for liquid admixture, it is 50 liters. Okay, 50 liters. Letter C. Now, uh, 50 liters, as you can see, is not available. So 4 liters available. So the small, just like in in a paint container, the small one is 4 liters. The next one is 20 liters, and those drums 200 liters. So okay, so for tons and tons of mixture, you have to, of course, better buy letter D. But you cannot buy letter C because there is none. Okay. So liquid are usually in terms of unit liters, okay, while solid in terms of kilograms. So we are just asking for the volume. Liter is a volume of liquid form. Kilogram is also a volume related to volume. Kilogram is actually weight, no? Weight. So 25 kilograms. We have that. So if you are looking for cement, it is usually 40 kilograms. No? Cement packaging. No? Cement packaging is for 40 kilograms. There are some brands, particularly in other countries, that are 50 kilograms. But those brands may arrive in the Philippines or already arrived in the Philippines, and therefore there are 50 and 40 kilos. Kilograms. So if ever you can anyway convert kilograms to liters, okay? But use the formula that we are using in geotechnical. Okay? Use the formula that we are using in geotechnical. Okay. Okay, question number 4. Carbon fiber sheet full of bond strength in dry and wet shall have minimum concrete failure of. Okay. So carbon fiber, it is a strengthening material. Fiber is obviously giving us the required tension in order to bond the particles, the component, okay, that is usually concrete, okay, because concrete will what? Will crush, okay, will be crushed, get crushed, okay, so into small pieces, no? So therefore, sometimes in order to add strength to the element, we will usually see carbon fiber added into the component. And in dry and wet, shall have minimum concrete failure of how much? So this is about A 0.5, B 1.0, C 1.5, C 1.5. Okay, so this is 1.5. Next, number 5. The application of coal tar asphalt sealer of a surface treatment on asphalt concrete pavement shall be from 21 to blank degree Celsius. Okay, so application of coal tar asphalt sealer. So asphalt is a sealing agent or sealing material in order to what? There are several cracks in the concrete pavement. So those cracks, we will seal it up by using asphalt. So it is very normal. I saw it many times. Maybe you can also experience seeing them many times before. So the answer is what? Letter A, 25, B, 20, C, 35, letter D, 40. Okay? So this is actually letter B, 20, you know, 21 to 20, going down. Okay? Letter A, 21 to 25, going up. 21 to 35, going up. And letter D, 21 to 40, going up. Letter B is going down. Why? Because when you use asphalt, it should be heated. No? Okay? So it will be heated, and as it cools down, it will lower its temperature. So I don't know. This is the actual answer in this questionnaire, but I don't know if DPW just copied it from other countries. Particularly, we are always copying from United States, because 21 to 20 is the ambient temperature standard in that country. But in our country, that is not our ambient temperature. Our ambient temperature is about what, 28 to 30. So I don't know what happened, but they are using it. So if they use it, what will happen? They will put what? Ice. They will put coolers in order to cool it down. Cooler than the what? And the ambient temperature. Ambient temperature is the temperature of the surrounding environment. So, what is the temperature of surrounding environment? Oh, okay, 30, and then you will use an asphalt and cool it down to 20. Are we sure about this? What we'll do? Put it on the freezer or refrigerator, or put so much ice. Okay, ice, and put a liquid nitrogen over it. Okay. Treatment on asphalt concrete pavement shall be prompt. So my suspicion is that it is 21 to 20 in United States. Okay. But anyway, we are always copying from other countries. I don't think this is in the Philippines. Take note. Application. Application. The word application here is the action wherein a person is trying to put on the asphalt over the cracks on the concrete roads. So the action of putting it on is what we call application. So the coal tar asphalt is being applied. Okay? And you have to apply it within the temperature, 21 to 20 degrees. Okay? So maybe 35 to 25 degrees. Take note, Department of Energy in our country states that let us set the temperature of air conditioning to 25, 26. Okay? Air conditioning, 25, 26. What will happen here when you are putting on the asphalt on the road? Do they expect us to what? To bring our air conditioning on the road construction? Okay? On the road repair, that is repairing of road. Okay? I don't think so. So I think I have a suspicion on this. Okay? But this is from DPWH document of DPWH. Okay? I cannot do anything about this. So as you can see, actual engineers suffer from this. No, you cannot question DPWH. Okay, so even if that is not applicable in our country, they will insist on using that. Okay, number 6, non-shrink grout shall be placed within blank minutes and will be discarded of unused within 20 minutes. Okay, so 20 minutes, the discarded of unused ones. But if you are placing the grout, so grout is a type of cement paste. No, there are several types of cement paste. So non-shrink grout. So non-shrink meaning it has the resistance to cracking, no? So due to drying or curing. So what do you think is the answer? The answer is what? 45 minutes. Okay. Within, no? So meaning 45 minutes is maximum. Okay. So discard the grout if if you are putting or placing the grout on the specific place, no, specific point, specific line or location, there are what extra or so those extra grout that are to be discarded because of what? What is the reason why you discard it? Because it is excess. No, it is an excess. There is an excess grout, so you have to discard it. So you have to discard the unused ones within 20 minutes. So, and number 7, cement mortar for stone masonry. So stone masonry meaning stone masonry particularly. So we have what? Cement paste, and then we paste the stone components. So stone component. So when we talk of stone, it is a little bit bigger. Okay, so stone is like this. No? Okay, so I think more than what, more than 2 inches and bigger, we can call it stone. No, so we will talk about it on the PRPC course. We have tabulated different sizes and so on. And also, you already, I think, learned it on geotechnical. You already completed geotechnical, there is a definition of what is a stone, okay? What is a gravel, okay? There are specific range of sizes.